everyone. This is Audrey Rochelle, and welcome into Women Are the Journey. This is a podcast that's going to be a couple of different parts, and I want to let everybody know what we're going to be talking about, see if you want to hang out and join the conversation. So the first thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to be interviewing women entrepreneurs, and we're going to be talking to them about the story of their journey, because women are the journey. Men are destination-oriented, and business is very destination-oriented. It's very goal-driven, and you have to get to a certain part of whatever it is that that you think is the important part of your goal for your business. The thing is, where women are concerned, we need to be focusing on what we're doing each step by step that we take. And instead, we've continued to focus on those destinations and not on our journey. So what I want to do is talk to all kinds of women entrepreneurs from every way, shape, and form of whatever business that you want, and listen to their journey. We want to hear all the stories that got them where they are. We're looking to find out exactly the way that they made the choices that they did, why they made the choices that they did, and what got them to the success point that they're at in their business right now. And let me just tell you, up until now, the stories that I've gotten from the others, from the people that I've interviewed, it's been amazing. And you ladies will absolutely love the stories of the shift. And I invite you to listen to any stories of the shift because you'll like any of them. Trust me. There are some really awesome stories in there so far, and I can't wait to hear even more to come. Now, the second part of what I'm going to be talking about is just going to be me talking about breaking the conditioning that we all have about the masculine in the world. Now, just to give sort of an explanation on that, everything in our society and in our world is designed by, built for, and running as masculine energy, masculine ways of doing things, masculine ways of thinking. It's patterned after the way men's brains function. And not that that's a bad thing. Men's brains work great for them. But we've been living in this society for thousands and thousands of years based on masculine. And in the last couple of hundred years, maybe closer to the last 75 to 100 here, in the U.S. specifically, but in the Western world, we've got women showing up and wanting to do the things that men have always done. And we keep trying to squeeze ourselves, women, into the way men are doing this stuff. And we're not really being quite as successful as we could. And a lot of it is because we are living under the conditioning of being in the masculine. And I want to start talking about and pointing out every single way that we're living in that conditioning. And we're going to be talking about religion. We're going to be talking about business. We're going to be talking about politics. We're going to be talking about every structure that our society is built on. Because all of those structures were designed by men, for men, to keep men happy. And women don't fit in any of that. I mean, we've pushed ourselves into it, but we keep pushing ourselves into it with the masculine mindset. And that's got to change. We've got to change from the basis of ourselves. The only way that change happens is from the ground up. You can try and do all the top-down stuff that you want, but the bottom line is everything happens from inside. And the only way to know that things need to change is to understand that there's something that needs to change. So what we're going to be doing is looking at all of those ways and places that we are conditioned by the masculine. And it's something that we're brought up with. It's something that we are living as in multiple ways that we don't even know. And my job, at least the way I see it, is to let everybody know that, is to show everybody what is actually happening. Now, I'm also going to talk about the biology that happens with us as well, because this is a big part of what is the conditioning that we've lived with. Men's brains are designed differently. They're designed differently because of the testosterone that they're given at a very early age in the fetus. They're 8 weeks old. As an 8-week-old fetus, testosterone changes the entire structure of the brain, just as estrogen does. And the reason why men created the things that they did is to make it work for their brains. And we need to create structures that can work for both. They can work for the testosterone-driven brain and the estrogen-driven brain. And so we need to talk about the biology of all of this. We need to bring all of those pieces together. Because that's not even all the pieces. That's just the pieces that I can think of off the top of my head. There's so many more pieces that go to this. There's the pieces that Malcolm Gladwell talks about in The Tipping Point. And he talks about the fact that environment is huge. That if you change the outward, the inward can change, the behavior changes. I mean, there's so many different aspects to offer change in our society, and I'm just going to be going after the things that I have knowledge of and putting them together in a way that everybody can understand. Now, everybody talks about the patriarchy and all that stuff, and I guess that is a definite way of looking at it, but there's a matriarchy as well. And I'm not sure that any of those things are the right way of looking at it. You can look at it like that. But what I want to actually talk about is creating balance between masculine and feminine. And creating balance not just in the world outside, but in the world inside. Each of us is a balance of masculine and feminine. Each of us is a balance of our upbringing, of our nurturing, of the nature, of our gene pool. Whatever it is, all of us are a balance that is completely unique. We are not ever going to be equal because we can't be, but we can create balance. And that's what we need to go after, and that's what I'm looking for. I want to make some balance happen in this world, but the only way to create balance is to know that there is an imbalance and how that imbalance is affecting you and how it's affecting the way you think and the things that you believe. And look, I don't have all the pieces to this puzzle. I only have a small amount of intersecting pieces that fit in my area of knowledge. Mine will fit with someone else's out there, and we'll be able to move on and create bigger and better. But what I want to do is let everybody know that that's actually happening, that that's out there, that there really is an imbalance, not inequality, but an imbalance. And the only way to create equality in the world, if you will, is to create a balance. And it has to start in self. So I'm going to be throwing all that stuff at you in the chew on this. Or I'm going to give you something to think about, something to chew on. I'd love to always hear back from everybody and get differing opinions. And if you want to talk to me and have a debate about it, I would absolutely love to do it, because that is where you start really thinking. And I don't have all the answers. And my answers won't fit a lot of things, but they'll fit some. And they might fit some of the things that you've been wondering about or maybe even living with. We'll have to wait and see what happens. I make no promises, but I do expect to expand your view of the world and where your place is in it. So, we're going to be talking about masculine. We're going to be talking about feminine. We're going to be talking about business and religion and politics. And we're going to be talking about anything that comes up that is a structure in our society and in our world. And we're going to see how we can tease it apart and see if we can't find some balance. And on top of that, we're also going to be talking to all those women entrepreneurs. So I welcome you all into Women Are the Journey, and I look forward to hearing from everybody on anything you got to say on this. Thanks for listening, and make sure you hit that subscribe button. Well, that's it for today's Women Are the Journey. Thanks for joining me. It was a blast having you here. If you enjoyed what you heard, or even if you didn't enjoy it, hit that subscribe button because you know you want to hear more. I'll be talking at you later. Let's keep that conversation going.